Boy, I had a rough night last night trying to fall asleep and trying to stop thinking about life and everything else. Sometimes you get into that, especially after encountering certain people. That's why I wake up every day and I say, "Ooh, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." We gotta rejoice and be glad. So I just want to say to the people, I think a couple of times I'm on live here because I'm not used to that. Folks have jumped on to listen to me. So I want to say thank you to you. I don't know. I have a hard time seeing what's on the screen. So the other day I noticed somebody say hello. So I want to say hello before it's too late. Hello to you. Hello to anybody who's going to be watching this later on today. So what do I have on my mind today on this beautiful day? I was at a community event yesterday and something expired, something happened, and it got me to think, because I'm always thinking about stuff like that. It got me to think because when we are in community, it is very important to think about everybody, not just ourselves. Of course, the Bible talks about to love God and to love others as yourself. So implication here, you have to love yourself in order for you to love other people. So you got to take care of yourself, which is understandable. But you got to also think about other people. So the reason I was thinking today, I remember sharing, I don't know if it was here or on the other Facebook page or some other page, I was sharing that how December of last year, December 21st to be exact, one of my cousins had a terrible car accident, almost died. Doctors saying like he had very little chance of survival, very little chance. But because we believed that the same God who can raise the dead could raise him and get him out of that situation, and also the power of medicine, we kept praying and we kept trusting the doctors. So eventually, someone who almost died, they are in the ICU, don't even know if they're there because they're like not awake. But eventually, so when he was in the ICU, we were joking. We said to him, "You had the private suite because in the ICU, he had several nurses coming to support him throughout the day, throughout the night." It was primary service, like priority service, because he was in a dire emergency, urgent and important situation. There's such a thing as urgent and important. So those situations have to take priority. And him and the few people who were in the ICU, I think they had room for 8 or 10, I don't remember, but I remember him being taken care of very well because he was in a bad situation, bad shape. And the doctors who were taking care of him are thinking, not on my watch, you're not gonna die here. So they went above and beyond to focus on him and the other people who were in the ICU. But eventually, through the medicine and prayers, he got out of ICU. And they're like, "Okay, now, you better now go to the floor." Guess what? He ended up someplace else, lower floor, and was able to still get support, but not as much because he was not on death's door anymore. He was doing better. So the reason I'm saying this thing is because when you are in a situation, you have to tell yourself or ask yourself, is this an urgent and important situation, or is it an important situation but it's not urgent? Because when you come to community and you are part of a situation, an environment, and there are people who are in urgent and important situations, and then you who have an important situation but it's not urgent, who do you think who should give priority to? So long story short, after he was out of the ICU, doing better, but he still had important things to do, like operations. He had several surgeries that he needed to do, and several times I would go to visit and he'll be like, "I cannot believe they cancel my surgery again." And they will cancel the surgery that he had scheduled, and they will keep canceling it several times. And he was getting upset because I want to get this done. And the reason why he was getting upset is because in order for you, as you know, certain surgeries, you cannot eat, you cannot drink anything. And you have something scheduled for 3 o'clock, they're telling you no breakfast, no lunch. And you're hoping that to be done so you can have dinner. And then they call you at 5 o'clock, sorry, it's been canceled. And he will get upset because of that. And I said, don't be upset. So eventually his primary doctor came and said, listen, I understand what you're going through. I understand you want everything to be done very fast for you. But this is the reality here. We are in a trauma hospital. When people come in and they have an urgent, an important situation, basically an emergency, we have to take care of them first. We cannot come and get you who's talking to your family. You are having fun upstairs here. We cannot say, oh, well, he was scheduled, so let's take care of him, versus somebody else who's coming, family is crying, children's crying, wife is going out of her mind, thinking her husband is gonna die. You want us to take you over that person. We have to make a decision. And sorry that many times we've had to make the decision to bump you for the next schedule. So in other words, yesterday I was at that community event and this person came in. Basically, the issue wasn't urgent and it wasn't that important because we are the doctors. We know, we've been there. We've been doing this. It's almost like you go to the hospital and the doctor said, listen, Gabrielle, take care of your health. Stop eating sweets every day. Take care of your health, because if you continue to eat cakes every day, guess what? You might get diabetes. Or if you have a predisposition for cancer because cancer runs in your family, if you don't take care of your health, you might end up with cancer. That's a warning. When you come to a meeting with a warning, guess what we do? We say, oh, okay, we can explain to you what it means, but sit over here. Because guess what? There are people who came to us and the doctor already told them, you have cancer. It's stage 3, it's stage 4. Actually, it's terminal. Guess what we have to do? We have to put all our energy in helping treat these persons first, because these people are terminal. They've already been diagnosed with the warning that they've been giving you. But they're here and they have to they have to be priority. It's not about people not liking you, not interested in serving you, not interested in helping you. That's why we have to learn not to be selfish. Yes, we gotta take care of ourselves, but the selfishness that makes you think, that makes someone think like, okay, I don't need to worry about my environment. There could be 100 people around me. I don't care what's going on with them, as long as I get everything that I need. No, we need to learn how to be more community focused and more loving towards one another. So that's my take today. Sometimes your situation is urgent and important. And of course, when you go to an environment, a hospital or a community center or anything where it's urgent and important, guess what? People are gonna drop everything to serve you. But sometimes it's not urgent. It's important, but it's not urgent. Guess what? You have to be willing to take a back seat to those who are in need, because that's how we build community. When people always think of themselves only, they come to an environment that it's only about them. I've seen folks go to an environment and there is 10 people, and we have 10 sandwiches because we want to give each person a sandwich, and one person will come up and take four of those 10 sandwiches and walk away. And then now you have 6 left for 9 people to fight over. So guess what? 3 are not gonna have anything to eat, because we don't think about the environment. We need to think about our environment and the people who are around us, our community, our neighbors, our family. People, those who are selfish, they act the same way with their family. They act the same way in the church community. I go to churches where, people come in and take everything. They don't think about the family that's behind them that might be a little shy. Some people are shy. They don't want to run after anything. They want to wait for their chance, for their opportunity. But when you're so aggressive and you want to take everything, guess what? They walk away with nothing. And they're so shy, then I don't tell people, guess what? I haven't eaten all day. And I remember being a college kid and I didn't have money. I used to go to a church to eat on Sundays. Go to a church to eat. Go to a church to pick up groceries. And guess what? If someone came before me and took everything, guess what? I wouldn't have had an opportunity. But certain communities, people believe in taking their fair share. You gotta take your fair share. You come to an environment, you need help, it's your fair share. What do I need? And how urgent is my situation so that other people can be. That's how I think this world would be better. We cannot ask our leaders to think about us if we don't think about us ourselves. Because community is all about you. I think it was Michael Jackson who wrote the song years ago, which I love. He says, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. The world is not going to be a better place until you take a look at yourself and make a change. A change. So yesterday, as I was talking to a co-worker too, he said, Gabrielle, can you imagine during Valentine's, a friend of mine died on Valentine's Day. He was 56, and I was like, really, what happened? The man is married with children, and he was out on a date at a restaurant with a girlfriend on Valentine's Day and dropped dead there. You know how God doesn't like ugly. And his wife had to get a call. Your husband is at a restaurant in Boston. Your husband is at a restaurant and he just died. And he was at dinner on Valentine's Day with a girlfriend. I mean, like, this is the stuff movies are made of. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, he's the proof. He's showing me. So it's this stuff of not thinking about community, your children, your wife, your husband, not thinking about how your behavior affects them, that will lead to stuff like that. And now we have children without a father, and you have a wife without a husband. Maybe she never had a husband because he was everybody else's husband, I guess. But still, there's an opportunity to do better. There's an opportunity to love people, and there's an opportunity to love yourself. And my goal in life is to inspire people to do just that. So if you are watching, thank you so much. I just pray that today you will try your best to think about other people, to think about yourself, of course, but not so much so that you don't really see other people around you. And the man who died at 56 years old, I'm like, this man was already dead. Because for you to be living such a crazy life, that your wife on Valentine's Day, you leaving her at home to go with your side chick, you are already a dead man walking. Because the stress of juggling so many relationships, you cannot think straight. That's my opinion. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. Good morning, neighbor. Yeah. Think about what you do and how you do it. Think about community and think about other people, because at the end of the day, we are our brother's keeper. And you love your neighbors as yourself. And my job, my hope in life is, so I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get very stressful. Yesterday I was like, you don't understand, I have this woman here. Today I have to call her, to this person. Wait in line, because you just got here. And there are people who've been struggling for years. And they have the terminal situation that I need to take care of. So anyway, it is what it is. Remember, we all can do better. And I hope to do better today. Today's the day to do better, because I have so many people to meet. And I'm going to try to do better by treating them right, by loving them the way I want to be loved. But at the end of the day, if you haven't been doing that, it's okay. You can turn around and do something different. Don't beat yourself up. For all have sinned. We all have fallen short. Don't beat yourself up. Just get up. Say, today's the day that I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start my best to do something different, because at the end of the day, if you do that, that's all you can do, because we are human and we're not perfect. So God bless you. God love you. Love you too. Have a beautiful, today's what, Wednesday? Wow, the week is flying. Have a beautiful Wednesday. May you be blessed beyond measure in the city, in the field, everywhere that you go. May you be a blessing to other people because your cup is overflowing with blessing and that you are willing and able to bless somebody else with a smile, with a hello, with just by being kind at work, in the city, in the field, and everywhere you go. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. I don't want to show you. See, it's already green. Oh boy. It is spring. It was all dry the other day. Now the trees have green leaves. How awesome is that? God is good. Bless you. Always.